The Indiana Hoosiers start the month of July with a bang, with locking up 6'1.5", 315-pound defensive lineman from the IMG Academy down in Florida, Cameron McHaney, a 4-star on ESPN as well as other sites. We're going to talk about Cameron and why he was an important get, all right here on the Hoosier Football Tailgate here on thehoosier.com. Hello again, everybody. I'm the coach, Shannon Griffith, and welcome to the Hoosier Football Tailgate here on thehoosier.com. Another video breakdown for this recruiting class of the 2025-26 recruiting class as we head into the month of July, which is an effective in a dead period now, all the way up through, I believe, the 1st of August, end of August, somewhere around there. But the recruiting trail will pretty much cool down as they head into these last couple weeks prior to camp starting, coaches on vacation, guys on campus getting ready to test out and get themselves prepared for the camp coming up. So a lot of things going on, but they entered July with a bang with the big fella, a dog, I call him, of a player, Cameron McHaney. 6'1.5", 315 out of IMG Academy, 4-star recruit. I also believe he grew up sometime in Indiana, around the Greenwood area at some point in time. But he's a very high rated stars in all of the rankings. I think his numbers clock out in terms of the ratings at 88.89. ESPN does have him as a 4-star. He is the 39th D lineman overall, 58th in the state of Florida. And he had offers from Purdue, Louisville, Vanderbilt, Illinois, among others. So a huge get for Indiana. He just recently visited here, and he fell in love with Bloomington, according to some of the things that Zach Browning put out on thehoosier.com. And before I get over there, get your subscription to thehoosier.com, $1 for the first month, 50% off for the rest of the year. We're going to have wall-to-wall coverage of everything about Indiana athletics. I got you covered as the lead analyst for football and the Hoosier Football Tailgate here as we get ready for the season twice a week when we get rolling and here shortly. But that's a great subscription. We get a lot of coverage for Indiana, as well as the on3.com coverage. So you're getting you covered on all angles. So get over there today, get that picked up. But let's talk about this, my man, Cameron, and see what we can figure out of him. Here we go right now. He's, as you can see, just some of the particulars on him. Overall, like I said, 6'1.5", 315, big fella, CJ West-esque type of body, strong, powerful. As you can see, IMG is one of the premier academy football programs in the country. That's down there in the state of Florida. They have a lot of really good players that get on down to play there at IMG. And we're going to head on over into the Quick Cut Scouting office here as soon as I can get myself in a position to do that. Here we go. And take a look at Cameron here. Remember, highlight videos, what are we looking for? We know every play they're going to be pretty good. For a D lineman, we're looking for hand position. We're looking for explosiveness. We're looking for a guy that can move laterally as well as the first couple steps vertically. So let's take a look here of Cameron, who I think is a dog. As you can see him up there at the top as a 3 technique. Good rush, pushes his responsibility back, keeps lane integrity, maybe a little high, but not too bad because he gets leverage on that offensive lineman, which is important. And then he's able to shed and get off and make a sack. Down here towards us here, double team, splits it, makes the play in the red zone. Huge play right here. Does a good job of splitting it. And remember, he's not going up against slouches there. There's guys there in Florida that are 4-star offensive linemen going to big-time programs. So it's not like he's going against the sisters of the poor. Again, a good job of finding his way to the football here. He reads the poles. He's able to squeeze the inside gap, keeps his hands free, makes the play on the counter run game. Again, very excellent high school football program, well coached. You're going to get the best coaching there at IMG. So he's been coached like a college player here for the last year or so in terms of getting taught certain techniques and stuff. Here's a good job. I think this is one of the big time guards in the country. He's going up against there where he does a great job of getting him stood up, get a good look at the end zone here. This is even better. Boom. You can see he's quick. Boom. Right there. He does a little quick swim move with a throwing the shoulder and dipping up and under. Does a good job there. Squeezes. Don't leap. Try to run your feet through them. Here we go. Get some big fellas in the gray here. Boom. Inside zone, outside zone concept here. He's keeping his outside arm free. He's getting himself in a position to work up the field and down the line of scrimmage and makes a great play there. Again, double team does a great job here. See how he sinks that hip? And what I mean by that, I want you to watch his hip, this hip right there. He's going to sink it, and that's to help with the double team and put himself in the best position to get off of it, of course, and be in a position to either keep him off the linebackers or split it like he does there and makes the play. So this is a really good job of him anchoring it in there and finding a way to make the play. Here's a 3 technique here to our left. Again, isolated block. On this one, it's kind of a gap sweep type of play. He does a great job of getting down the line of scrimmage, and then he's there for that cutback lane. Very nicely played, responsible football, understanding his role, play away, and putting himself in the best position to make a play. Again, one technique here to our left, doing a little twist. Again, very good job of pushing vertical here, doing a good job of taking 2 to help free up the other twister. And what happens is he pushes them back into the seat of the quarterback. 3rd down, forces 4th down and a punt. Here we go at the top here. Again, one-on-one pass rush, being double teamed. Gets off the block. Oh, what effort. This is just great effort. This is when you know you got a really good football player on your hand. Watch it here. He's getting double team on the pass rush. Kind of gets handled there, 2 versus 1, gets kind of knocked off, but doesn't give up, traces back, finds the line of scrimmage, and gets the tackle. That's just a hell of an effort right there by Cameron. That's what you love to see, is a high motor and effort. And again, making the play as he puts himself in the best possible position defensively for IMG Academy. Cameron McChaney, 6'1.5", 315 pounds, a very solid, if not sort of 4-star in my mind, because ESPN had him up there. But man, is he a solid football player? I'm sure Brian Haynes and the defensive staff are tickled to death to get a kid like that as they add another piece to that defense. I'm telling you, their defensive recruiting has been on fire all year long with some great gets and that are going to pay dividends years to come. Now, the biggest thing is, like anything, you got to get them to December and make them and get those names on the dotted line and see the whites of their eyes before you can get overly excited. But you can see why this was a colossal get for the Indiana Hoosiers and the Bryant Haynes defense, because of what they get in a player like Cameron McChaney from IMG Academy. Well, I appreciate you tuning in for another video breakdown here on the Hoosier Football Tailgate. Remember, get over to get that subscription. First month is $1. Rest of the year is 50% off as we rolling through the month of July here. Boy, 3 more weeks and they're starting camp. We got Big Ten media days coming up July the 22nd out in Vegas. And before you know it, they'll be lining up against Old Dominion, kicking it off here at the end of August. Remember, we'll have you covered right here 24/7, 2 times a week at the Hoosier Tailgate. So be looking out for all that. For now, enjoy the 4th of July holiday. Be safe with your travels. This is the Hoosier Football Tailgate right here on thehoosier.com. Good night, everybody.